Hey, it's Jessica Sinema again, the Greenlight Coach, founder of Greenlight University, and star of the reality show Lights, Camera, Action. Now, if you haven't watched the last two videos, I implore you to do so first before watching this one because I want you to get the benefit of the system I'm teaching and how it builds with each training. Today, I'm going to change it up a bit because I'm going to let you in on something that's really personal about me, a life change I had to make pretty recently because I wanted to live a different kind of life. I also want to address the questions that I get regarding the challenges and concerns you might have about what it really takes to make it in entertainment. And my answers will be straight from my experience and the experience of my clients. In fact, you will get a taste of Greenlight U because I'm going to show you clips from my reality show Lights, Camera, Action, where contestants who are just like you, people who knew their skills but didn't know the business, competed to have their career greenlit. Remember, entertainment professionals have an easier time implementing these strategies, and even under huge time constraints, competing for a prize and knowing they were being filmed, these contestants did not disappoint. They implemented and they got results. And you'll see, while it did take strategy and focus, it wasn't brain surgery. So let's explore some of the challenges you might have about succeeding in the entertainment industry. The first question I get all the time is, am I too old? Too young, middle of the road to succeed? I remember the first person I coached at the Camera Guild who came in and said, I don't even know why I'm here. You can't help me. I'm too old. No one wants me. They all want the new, young, hip, it guy. Well, after prodding a little deeper, I got really concerned. I mean, was the over 55 age group being pushed out of the industry? I had to do something. I ran upstairs to talk to a business rep. Something had to be done to protect our over 55 members. But no one was available to speak to me. It just so happened that my next member was fresh out of USC. He'd gotten in the union because he had worked on a 30-day job that got unionized, but he had not gotten work since. Why? Well, according to him, because no one wants the young guy, they all want the old experienced guys. Huh? Wait a second. How can that be when just an hour ago I heard... So I decided to sit on this, and after a few days, another member came in. He was in his 40s. He couldn't get work. Why? Well, to paraphrase, he wasn't the new hip it guy, and he wasn't the old experienced guy, so no one wanted to hire him. And that's when I realized, is age a factor? Maybe. Statistics may show ageism, but if there is someone out there who is older than you or younger than you working at what you do and you still want to work, then you have to go for it. It means educating yourself on how to be competitive, getting up to speed on how to treat the business like a business, because you are not too young or too old or too in the middle. You are a professional. And if you market yourself like a professional, you can get jobs. The next question is a concern that not only comes from my clients, but my clients hear from their parents or significant others. It's, does the industry really need another, you insert what you do. Well, what if Paul Newman had said, does the industry really need another actor? Or if George Lucas said, does the industry really need another director, and decided to be a race car driver instead, which was his original plan? These people not only changed movies, they changed the world. Paul with his philanthropy, George with his technology. In the last video, we discussed how there's only one you. But what if more than that? More than your talent, your art, your skill. What if you're meant to affect a change? You might not see it or hear it yet, or you may feel it at a deeper level. So if this is something you think you are meant to do, if you can't imagine doing anything else, then yes, the industry can use another. Maybe the world even needs another and is waiting for you to discover your deeper purpose. Next question. Can I even do this without an agent because I can't seem to get one? Agents get paid plus 10%. There's a reason for that. You are 100% responsible for your career. An agent can only sell someone who is marketable. So if you're struggling to get an agent, instead, use that time to implement the tools you're learning in this training. And if you join us for Greenlight U, the plan that you're going to be creating, so you can generate your own work, become marketable, land an agent, and then you can ask the follow-up question, Jessica, why do I need an agent if I'm getting myself all my own work? And when that time comes, I will be happy to share with you the value of your agent and how best to work as a team. But for now, focus on empowering yourself to generate jobs and become marketable. Question 4. I'm already overextended with a job that pays my bills, family responsibility, and everything else that shows up in life. How am I supposed to find time to do this business stuff? This question is what I call spinning in overwhelm. Remember, I had 4 full-time jobs. It taught me how to effectively manage time. When I take on a new client who is trusting me when I say you will have time for this if you choose to make it, the first thing we do is pull out a calendar and get real. I have her block out the time for her day job in one color, block out family responsibility time in another color. Then we look at how much time is left, usually more than expected. So much more that I ask, before we chunk out time for your business work, would you like to add anything like workouts or date nights? Few things get added to the calendar with other colors. Then using green, we block out time for Greenlight business. It could be 30 minutes a day, an hour 4 times a week, a full 6 hour, 1 day, once a week, however it comfortably fits in the schedule. And then you know what happens? She notices all the blank areas on the calendar and says, we can still fill it up with more. And I said, no, leave it blank. Life will show up. Or maybe you get to just relax. There's always time for the things that matter. How important is it to you to start building your foundation now? Another common concern I hear is, but Jessica, you're so outgoing. I'm shy. How can this work for me when the thought of doing this stuff terrifies me? Well, I am outgoing. I always have been. But I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that I've pretty much lived my life in fear. It wasn't career fear, it was life fear. I call it catastrophic thinking. I'd be invited to do something that sounded like fun, like hiking. And immediately a voice would pop up in my head saying, you could be attacked by a mountain. Wacky, right? I was even convinced that I should never get on a motorcycle because I was scared of them, and Richie Valens was scared of airplanes, and look what happened to him. So in 2011, I decided it was time to face my fears. And here are just a few of the things I did that brought up those catastrophic thoughts, but I felt the fear and acted in spite of it. A hot air balloon ride where before I got there, all I could think about was me crashing to the ground. A NASCAR ride along where after 10 seconds, I finally let go of the fact that we could flip at any moment and just enjoy the speed and the fun. A trip to a foreign country where even though I've labeled myself as directionally impaired, I explored by myself. Surfing despite my fear of sharks. Airboat ride in the swamps despite my fear of alligators. And the piece de resistance. That's me on the back after Tony Perez said, hold on tight, but not too tight. And before I could ask what that meant, we were off. Do I understand that you may have fear coming up around some of this stuff? Yes, I understand. I also know that after every adventure I experienced, my comfort zone expanded. I grew as a person, and you will too. And you will feel so proud each time you push yourself, no matter the results, because you took action despite your fear. Do you want your life to change? Do you want to push through your fears so you can have the dream career you desire? Then taking action is the answer to your question. Taking action is how this will work for you. Next question. But Jessica, I don't live in LA. I'm not even in the business yet. It's just always been a dream of mine. Is it premature to be thinking about the business side even if I've never even taken a class for my talent? That is a great question. And the answer is no. It is not premature. In fact, it is the perfect time. I love to get you at this point. As I've said before, people like to help. They just need to know how they can help you. So if you learn how to reach out to people with whom you'd like to work with one day, or who live in a city you may one day want to move to, you start those relationships now. Imagine if you grew 200 contacts in 2 years and 40 of them were encouraging you to make the move because they have opportunities for you, people they want to introduce you to. They can advise you on what part of town to move to, maybe help set you up with a day job. They may have online resources for you to be learning your craft from where you are as well. The mistake most people make is that they wake up one day and say, that's it, I'm moving to LA. And they have no context, no plan, and no clue. Believe me, I know. As I shared, I was one of them. You have the stability of your life now, and with these business tools and strategies, you can be building your foundation for a seamless transition into your dream job. I've helped clients do this who were living in Florida, New York, Colorado, even Australia, who wanted to move to Los Angeles. We created a moving plan, so instead of dropping everything and moving, they spent a year building their foundation. So this also applies to people who are already in the industry but live outside of the US or in the US, maybe in a smaller or even a tiny production city, and want to one day move to a bigger production city or get noticed in the city where you work. As opposed to starting all over from scratch in a new place, the sooner you get immersed in the business side, the faster you will see success wherever you live, in whatever stage of your dream you're in. Okay, last question. What if my dreams are too big? This one always gets me. If you had asked that 4-year-old girl watching the Monkees if she wanted to be an actress, she would have gleefully proclaimed, "Yes!" If you had asked her if she wanted to change people's lives, she would have looked at you with a very confused, though very adorable expression. When I pledged my sorority, I was hazed. And after a semester of this, I was initiated. And suddenly I'm supposed to forget what these girls who are now calling me sister put me through? Yeah, that's not really in my nature. So my first semester in, I became assistant pledge mom to protect the new pledges and to get my pledge class to rally with me against doing the things that made us dislike our new sisters. So when the pledges got in, they wouldn't dislike us. Now this split the sorority, but with the support of my pledge class and the large new initiates, I was voted pledge mom, and I laid down a new law. There was to be no hazing. Now the older sisters protested, saying, "That's how we bond." I countered them with a proposal. I was going to implement a fun and creative pledge program, and if these girls weren't bonded with each other and us by the end of the semester, hey, we can go back to hazing. Well, my program was a huge success, and creating that small change that gave pledges back their dignity, took away their stress, and bonded them in such a strong way, gave me a deeper insight into why I wanted to act. Because people who are famous have clout, and when you have clout, you can inspire change. You can make a difference. When I finally had financial stability in Los Angeles, a mentor asked me what my long-term goals were. Well, one of them was to create a foundation that gave financial scholarships to people who showed commitment to their craft and making a difference. She said, "What are you waiting for?" I said, "I'm waiting to be famous and have millions of dollars." She responded, "Well, you could do that, or you could help one person today." Well, my mind started racing. What could I do? What could I do? I decided to call my old acting coach and tell him I wanted to anonymously pay the monthly tuition for one of his students who showed extreme commitment and was financially struggling. And that only made me dream bigger. I want you to meet some other big dreamers. 15 people came to Los Angeles to take their careers to the next level. With so much to lose.
Well, I have a 9-month-old. I took him to my parents so that I could do this.
I'm thinking about going back to Portland, possibly in a couple weeks if I can't seem to find anything to support myself.
Does competition force people to get out of their comfort zone and push themselves harder than they've ever worked for their dream?
I have to run in place to stay in shape whilst doing a mentoring letter to Drew Barrymore, so here we go. Dear Drew, I think that your career is absolutely fascinating. How did this transition happen for you?
Jessica mentioned that you should have maybe 20 mentors. I thought maybe 1 or 2, but 20 is pretty serious.
I'm gonna take a deep breath, put the nerves aside, and not show them any of my weaknesses.
Or is the pressure too much?
Why am I blanking out right now?
People who did pick up the phone were like, "How come I haven't heard from you in 6 months? Where have you been?"
With access to entertainment industry professionals,
So I need someone that can communicate with me, see the same vision of what the show is, and then be able to deliver that with the footage that we have.
Because it doesn't hurt you to have a few more specs under your belt.
Show more of the whimsy in your interviews. Because it's very technical, and I want to know more about the whimsy of who you are.
10, 15 years ago, television was sort of like a second-class citizen. You know, there's feature film people, and then there's TV people, and you never cross.
People always remember how they felt when they were talking to you, so make sure to keep that in mind when you are networking with one another.
consults from 6- and 7-figure business owners.
Again, with any industry, it's a numbers thing, and especially with this one, I would say double, if not triple, the amount of people that you're reaching out to.
Okay.
find people that you admire in Facebook and ask to be their friend, or just say something on their wall, like I just wanted to see you, and you just start getting organic exposure.
One of the challenges I see with you is it's difficult sometimes for you to focus. Like when you get in the zone, when you're really focused, you can do anything and everything.
And groundbreaking coaching from the top entertainment industry career coach. CEOs do not become successful on their own. They have partners, they have teams. So it's really important that we start looking at how you are treating yourself as a CEO. It's time to start creating a team around you, because what will happen with these strategy meetings is that people will say, my gosh, look at all the work that she or he has done. They are really serious about this. I really want to help this person. Would they find fame? Congratulations, Tia. You have immunity for the elimination challenge, or failure. For you, it's a wrap. In 4 days, some will achieve more than a typical person would achieve in 2 years.
I never would have done that if I were not here. No, I wouldn't have.
You are not alone. How can your dreams be too big if you visualize them? Why would you have been given the seed of a dream to nurture if it was meant to be stomped? But whoever's giving out the dreams knows that if 100,000 people were given the big dream to be a movie star, only 1,000 of them would make that dream come true and then use their stardom to affect change. Big dreams are given out, but there are not enough people who are willing to do what it takes to nurture those dreams and see them to fruition. Are you one of them? Then hold fast to your dreams, keep them in your sights, and when obstacles get in the way, reach out for help so you can break through them and be the one whose dreams, big dreams, become reality. I've been getting a lot of questions about Greenlight U, but I'm going to talk about that in the next video. The details of the program, how you can enroll, but for now, I want to remind you that if you want one of those 3 scholarships to win one of the first 2, let's review. Make a video sharing your dream of what you want to do in the industry and one thing you learned from this training that you now know you need help to accomplish. Post your video on YouTube, then come back here and put the link in the comments below this video. Then ask your friends to vote for your video. Their thumbs up and comments are votes. The 3rd scholarship is for the Technology Challenged. Share the same info as the video people, your dream and what you learned from this training that you now know you need help to accomplish. Write it in the comments below and I will be judging the winner of that. If you feel I have provided value for you today in this video training, I ask you to please share it with at least 3 entertainment industry people you know using the links below. By now, you should know not only is there enough work out there, your odds of getting it grow significantly when the people you know understand the same foundational building blocks that you now understand. If you enjoyed this training and want to explore the tools to get deeper explanations and better understandings of how to use them, I would love for you to join me for Greenlight U. And soon you'll be getting the final video that will tell you all about the curriculum, and if you want, you can register then. Until then, I look forward to your comments and your videos. Hi, I'm Jessica Sinnemer, and this is very romantic lighting. Junk in the trunk, junk in the trunk. Everybody needs a little junk in the trunk. I don't know if that's a real song or if I just made that up to something else. Incoming plane. Incoming plane. Everybody needs a little incoming plane. Is that Junk in the Trunk or did I make that up to some other song?
You're thinking about an MC Hammer song.
Yeah. Hammer time. Ho, ho, hammer time. We actually made up a song for my dog to the MC Hammer song. It's Carrot Time, so she gets all excited. Carrot time, ho, ho, it's carrot time, ho, ho. And then she's like, yay, carrots. My dog loves carrots. Are we still rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, so you all know my dog loves carrots. And the pièce de résistance. I didn't pronounce that correctly. Resistance. Next question as we hold for crazy dogs.
Yeah.
Someone's just walking by. As soon as they walk by, all the ruckus will calm down. Their own little dog park. New moment. It's a new moment. It's a new moment. Are we ready? Well, beep beep boop. Namaste. And soon you'll be able to go to an emergency room nearby because I hear the thing coming for you. If you enjoyed this, If you enjoyed this training and want to explore the duels, and is waiting for you to discover why that plane is interrupting such a powerful moment.